Okay, so question 7. Refer to the load chart 6 in the Toronto BNC. Given true airspeed of 190 knots and winds 137 at 27 knots, the estimated time from the YYB VOR to the YOW VORTAC would be. So we'll take a look at the load chart. First thing we need to do is get our legs. So that's the YYB VOR. You can see we're running on a 129er magnetic outbound. So we know we're 192 or 129 magnetic. You can see that that leg is 87 nautical miles. So we know the first segment, our magnetic heading, and our distance. So we got to get the winds from the question. The winds will be true. So I'm going to convert one of either the winds or the track. So we're dealing with both true and magnetic. So 137 at 27. So for reference, we'll say this is true. So we're going to create this into true. So I'm going to find our variation on the map. This is a dotted line here. This is a line of variation. It shows 12 degrees westerly variation. So that's our closest point of variation. So converting magnetic to true, west is least. So we're going to minus the 12 degrees of variation to give us 117 true. So now our winds and our track, or our heading, will be the same. So we're not calculating with a magnetic and a true. That won't work well for us. So we know the same variation applies to the second leg. So for the second, the winds will be the same. And now find our track. So there's an intersection here. So we're going to be getting on the Victor 316, which shows right here 75 miles. So it's 75 nautical miles. And we have an inbound track here. It's on the 283 outbound. So we'll take 283 minus 180 to give us our reciprocal heading. So it's 103 magnetic. So 103 magnetic. We'll take that to turn it into true. Again, we'll minus our 12, which gives us 9, which will be 0, 9, 2. Sorry, 091. Math is not my strong point. Excellent. We're just going to keep that going for us. Okay, so now that we have our first leg distance, we have everything converted to true. We have our second leg distance, and we have everything converted to true. So now we just have to get on the E6B and we'll plot in what our information is. So question tells us we're at 190 true airspeed. So we'll bring our dial here. We'll put the speed index on 190. Like so. At the top, we'll put in our winds, which is 137 at 27 knots. So we'll find 137. And then from our true airspeed, we'll mark up 27 knots of wind. So 10, 20, 2, 4, 6, 7. That's our wind direction and speed index. So now for the first leg, as we calculated, we're going to be 117 true. So we'll roll this over to 117 like so. You can see that we're going to have to bring this wind dot down to our true airspeed to see what our ground speed will be, so we can calculate the time. So bring that down to 190. That gives us our ground speed under the grommet there, which looks like 162, 164. So we know our leg 1 of current winds will be going 164 ground speed, and we have to calculate that speed for that distance. So for the second leg, winds are the same. So we'll go back, we'll line up our wind index again at 137. Good. And we'll go back down to our true airspeed of 190. Tricky little video here. Okay. Winds are the same. We just have to change our track. And we calculated 091. So we'll go over to 091, which is basically east, like so. Same thing. We'll bring our dot to our ground speed. That gives us 170 ground speed for the second leg. So 170 ground speed, which we have to calculate 75 miles. So we have our information. Now we find our time. So how long will it take us to go 87 miles at 164? We'll bring our rate index to 164 on the outer scale for our ground speed, like so. And now to go 87 miles, we'll find it on the outer scale here. 86, 87, that's 31, 32. So roughly 32 minutes for the first leg. For our ETE, and then we calculate the second one. Same principle. At 170 ground, how long does it take to go 75 miles? So 170 ground on our rate index to go 75 miles is between 26 and 27 minutes. So I'll round that up to 27. Then we'll add 27 and 32 to give us 59 minutes estimated time en route. When we look at the answers, B is 0 hours 59 minutes, and that is the correct answer. There we go for a sample navigation question on the commercial pilot examination practice. Thanks.